how to learn those strange Georgian letters. This is one of the questions that we hear in languages of the Caucasus. I'd say quite often. There are few easy rules that you can follow, and 3, 30, 40 minutes, maximum 4 times, and the Georgian alphabet will not be a problem for you at all. Everything in today's video. And hi, I'm Masha. I'm owner of the Languages of the Caucasus and author of Georgian study books as well. And in this series, I'm sharing with you the insights of Georgian language. So today we'll talk about Georgian alphabet. Each time it looks exactly the same. You sit down in front of those symbols that have no meaning for you at this moment, and you start thinking, this is impossible, really impossible, or it will take forever to learn. But the truth is, in general, that it's enough to have like 2-3 hours to learn Georgian alphabet. I mean, to learn and remember it. So what is left then is to repeat, review, and as it is your new knowledge, like from time to time. The best it would be to do this while learning Georgian, because you are using the alphabet all the time then. So if they are thinking currently, no way I can learn it in such a short amount of time, like, here are tips that I will share with you, and that will help you for sure to achieve it, because I know it helped lots of people already. So do not neglect any of your skills when learning Georgian alphabet. This is quite important, because learning the alphabet and then the language itself, it is not only about, grammar or speaking. So from the start, from the first letter that you will know, it is good to practice writing, reading, speaking and listening. So everything. Only thanks to the use of all your senses, you learn Georgian much faster. And this is also, I'd say, checked, proved, verified on several hundreds, I think, already of students. So how to do it? Start with listening to the alphabet itself, then check how to write separate letters. As a next step, try to read the alphabet aloud and write the whole alphabet on your own. The best way to do this is to write each and every letter several times, not just one A, one B, etc. So in the study books that we have, we suggest doing it like minimum 15 times. The exercises, you will have to write it minimum 15 times, because then your hands also adjust to it. And what I just suggest to do is to do that in I would say, special notebooks and special brackets. Then you will find like what is the height of each and every letter, because it's also important. So the next option in the next stage is to write the syllables, so ba, bi, bu, bo, and so on and so forth, and then to write the words. If you do not know any words, you may start just with the opening of your map and looking at the Georgian names of geographic places, and write the names of cities and regions you have been already to or you're planning to go, and of course read it aloud, and maybe you have possibility listen to it while you will be doing that, and devote 2-3 hours. Of course, this is not like in one period of time to sit for 2 hours, because if you do that, if you sit just for one time for 2 and 3 hours, it will not be effective. You need to memorize the letters and the sounds they are connected with, and that is why it is better to cut it this time into smaller pieces. So the first one probably will be the longest one, because you have to adjust to it. It will be something new, so it will be more time consuming probably. But later on, after writing each and every letter, like minimum, let's start, the minimum is 4-5 times, and the next time boxes will be probably shorter, or you'll be learning much faster. However, make sure that between those time boxes you have a break of minimum 1 day, but not more than 2 between each sessions, because then it will help you to forget something, to remember, recover it from your head. And after this kind of sessions, it will be really not a problem after some time to learning Georgian and learning Georgian alphabet. Remember also to play with alphabets as you are a kid. So 2 main rules are here: relax and believe that this is possible. I know it sounds like a cheap motivation session, but a little bit cheesy, but really it works. If you like needlework, or you have some spare time, prepare your own exercises in which you look for the letters in a row, for example, or building simple words from the syllables that you will be having, something like that, or the naming the things on the pictures, things like this. So play a little bit, or you may also use already created materials, and more about it we'll be sharing in the next videos, what we recommend for that. So the other step is make your exercises, I would say, more and more difficult over time. So we know that you'll be learning in this alphabet in time boxes that will be 1-2 days separation between them. But remember that when you start with the easier ones, so now you listen to the letter, then you start writing it, then you repeat it, and maybe you try to then repeat it just from your head, or repeat it letter by letter, so something that is more challenging for you. If at the beginning the words in general are too difficult to learn, start with dividing them into syllables, for example. So start with you write the letter, repeat it, and then when you start repeating the letter, then write syllables, then read syllables, then go to the words. And of course, when you recognize some letters, only then start reading syllables and words, just not to put too much pressure on you. Also, it will be much easier for you to start using, I would say, the printed dictionary. For example, when you look for a word, then you have to work with those letters, you have to find it, because it's much easier also to remember than in alphabetical order. This is very hard to achieve with electronic dictionaries. Do not worry in general about the difficulties of the pronunciation, because this is something that people focus on too much, I would say, because there are sounds in Georgian language that may not be that easy to pronounce, especially at the beginning, so from the first day of study. However, there is no need really to focus on them too much, because when listening to different dialogues speaking Georgian, you will learn and you will see that this pronunciation will come along as well. So the more that you listen, first the alphabet, then the music, films, etc., the better your pronunciation would be. And this is proven as well, or not only my example, because I was learning Georgian as well this way, but in many others. So especially at the beginning, the best option is to study with Georgian teacher, or with Georgian that someone can hear. However, if you do not have this option, the alternative is just to record yourself and to compare those recordings, like what you hear someone is saying and what do you say, for example. That remember that there is no one final pronunciation. It may vary a little bit, because as in different languages, as in English for example as well, we also different people pronounce things a little bit differently, because our just voice is different. That's the case, but in general you may learn that way. Okay, so those were the main rules and the main tips for learning a Georgian alphabet. I'm more than curious whether any of those you are already using, so let us know in the comments, and also whether you maybe are struggling, fingers crossed not that much, but maybe you're struggling with learning some of the letters. So let us know as well. So once we have it in the comments, we can provide you with separate video or article on our website that we can suggest some solutions, because we have many solutions to many different small struggles while learning Georgian language. So if you like this video, remember to subscribe, to follow us, and also if you want to share it with someone, be our guest. It will help us to spread the joy of learning Georgian language to with many more people. And remember that it is not only like listening to the videos or watching videos, but also we have each and every video as a written form, so as an article on our website on języcznikaukazu.pl, because we are started as a just Polish company, and as it is probably hard for you to write it down, the link for that is, and for this particular article, you will find in the description. So go there if you want to just go briefly through all the rules and imply it into your daily learning Georgian alphabets. Fingers crossed for your study, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.